Cleansol, the Cleansol. Secret to my healthy family living. Power active Cleansol. Cleansol, toilet clean. No matter the day, make it just no say. Cleansol, the Cleansol. Kills 99.9%.
Cleansol toilet cleaner. Small change, big difference for a healthy family.
We welcome you back from that break and 32 FM 94.9 Breakdown Newspaper Review. We appreciate the feedback we got on Facebook. Thank you very much. I hope we know that has been sorted. Thank you. Once again, my name is Bemisola Shoyemi.
Good morning to you and thank you for joining us. I am Olutayo Ogunade. Austin Odumi is here. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning, Tayo.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Let's kick off from the major headline I think we had between yesterday evening and this morning, which is the defection of Femi Fani-Kayode to the All Progressives Congress. Normally, we would say the internet never forgets. This time around, I think it's a case of the internet, the media. Well, the media is also could be a part of the internet, the media, and people do not forget things. So we saw pictures of him, of headlines or dailies talking about him, saying he would never be a part or never go, would never be a part of the All Progressives Congress, and now it has happened.
Yes, the latest of all these comments was in 2019, wherein he said he'd rather die than go to the All Progressive Congress. We have seen this coming. It's been a while. Some of his governors who can be likened as his paymaster are now within the APC. Governor of Zamfara State, Matawali, and Cross River State Governor Ben Ayade. You know, it was in Cross River he harassed journalists when they asked him the question, what is his major interest in going from one part of the country
and
to the other?
Who is bankrolling him?
Obasanjo described Femi Fani-Kayode as somebody that moves with the food, that's giving food and he will say all manners of good things about you.
Anywhere belle fish.
Yes, anywhere belle fish. He's a featherweight politician. I can say that with all emphasis. He's not a politician to be reckoned with. Even within the PDP, he has never really added value in terms of electoral fortune of any political party. In 2013, he left the PDP to join the proposed APC then. He was part of the people that formed the APC at that time. In 2014, he was invited to the Aso Villa by former President Goodluck Jonathan. He left the villa. He started saying all manner of things against some leaders of the APC. He said they are sympathetic to Boko Haram, that he cannot be in the same political party with them. He gave that as an excuse to actually cross carpet back to the PDP at that time. I think in 2018 too, he said APC is Almanjiri People's Congress. Now, it's officially back to the Almanjiri People Congress. It's so insulting for Femi Fani-Kayode to tell us that Holy Spirit inspired him to join the APC. It's so shocking that he could say that. He also promised the APC that he's in talk with about 3 governors, the governor of Oyo State, Enugu State, and Bauchi State, that he will bring them to the APC. I hope APC will not rely on him anyway. That makes me remind when Godswill Akpabio, the then minority leader of the Senate, cross carpet to the APC. He said he would take 50 senators with him to the APC. At the end of the day, he couldn't even take just a single senator out of the PDP at that particular point in time. So these are the issues. People like Babafemi Ojodu, they are so hungry. People like Joe Igbokwe, They are so angry.
You can imagine a party rejoicing for losing a member to its competitor, okay, while the members of the receiving party are angry because of, this new guy.
Yes, because of his antecedents, his persons, and what he has stand for over time. Then another aspect of it.
He knows how to deploy his, redundant value very well too. How come Mr. President received him personally?
That is what I wanted to say. Why should Mr. President be receiving defectors? The party national chairman should have been the highest authority to receive such an individual. I think it also speaks volume of the type of premium we place on governance. Mr. President is so unbusy to the extent of receiving the likes of Femi Fani-Kayode in Aso Rock. I think he does not really speak well. Of course, perhaps they are looking at Fani-Kayode as a big fish or something like that.
Could it be that the way the president and the party, the way they value him is different from the way Nigerians value him? Is it that they are not seeing what Nigerians are seeing? It's just pure politics.
It's not even the way they value him. Look at it. Fani-Kayode goes with the food. We have said that earlier. Let me take it to on the flip side. Probably it was taken before Mr. President to show him and say, Mr. President, this is that man that have always been critical. Maybe I don't know whether you get it too. This is that man that has always been critical about you and your administration. We have decided to humble him, and this is him. He will tell Mr. President and say, good afternoon, sir. And Mr. President will say, this is that guy that is called Femi Fani-Kayode. So good luck to him. Let's see how it goes.
Should we be expecting more defection? Because he mentioned some names, or is it that it was just...
Not because Femi Fani-Kayode mentioned some names. There is going to be more defection in the days ahead.
He has promised to bring Seyi Makinde to the APC.
It might not necessarily be those ones. Defection is going to be on both sides. APC is battling with its congresses now. I hope you are aware. A lot of members are aggrieved. So in the camp of the APC, there will be defection. In the camp of the PDP, there will be defection.
There are aggrieved people on both parties.
Yes, there are aggrieved people on both parties.
That's why they have factions.
Yes. PDP too is also at the verge of conducting its national convention. After that convention, look at it. Shehu Sani, before the 2019 presidential election, he cross-carpeted from the APC at that time. And we saw it coming that this man is most likely going to end in PDP. He said no, he will never go to the PDP. He said some people prevailed on him at the time not to leave the APC. When the relationship became irreconcilable between him and Malam Nasir El-Rufai, he had to go to PRP because of Balarabe Musa at that particular point in time. So the question really is that Shehu Sani originally was meant to cross-carpet to the PDP because PRP at that time never really had any stronghold as far as politics is concerned. So he has gone. So don't trust any politicians. Don't mind whatever they say. I can never vouch for any politician, especially on the issue of defection.
How do we not trust people that would lead us? Or why should we not trust people
These are the issues
that would lead us?
That we have. We must participate so inclusively to the extent that we throw up candidates with credibility. These are not leaders. We have some of them as accidental leaders. That somebody becomes a governor does not mean that that fellow is a leader. Anything could have happened. You understand? It could be as a result of the powers that be. When you see your leaders, you know them. They provide purposeful leadership. They fill in the gap. They engage the people. They might not necessarily mean the people's name at a go, but at the end of the day, they feel the pulse of the people. They empathize with the people, and they have the inner urge to deliver good governance to their people. So it shouldn't be. We can't refer to people like Femi Fani-Kayode as leader, either in the PDP or in the APC. Because the last may not have been seen of him. Tomorrow he can decide to get another higher bidder and cross carpet. That is Femi Fani-Kayode for you.
Dumo, will Seyi Makinde go to the APC?
Of course, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time and the happenings within the PDP. If at the end of the day his interest is not better advanced or served within the PDP, he can cross carpet. I know my friend will call this morning and say never any other person can go. Seyi Makinde cannot go. Please do not vouch for any politician. before the zonal congress of the PDP, Seyi Makinde and APC had a talk. You understand? You know, politicians they don't just cross carpet, especially those who have elective offices. They want to ensure that whatever they have within their party, they have a strong goal before they cross carpet. So don't vouch for any politician that's so and so politician cannot cross carpet. Politics is about interest. It's not about people, especially in the Nigerian context. It is fallacy for politicians to tell you that, oh, my people prevail on me to cross carpet. No, they go to a party where their bread is better buttered.
All right. The Southern Governors Forum yesterday expressed its support for states to collect the value-added tax (VAT). This was part of resolutions the governors reached in their meeting held in Enugu State.
Yes, as that was going on simultaneously too, there was also a legal firework at the Court of Appeal in Abuja on the legality of the collection of VAT and what have you. Of course, the Southern State Governor have come together again to reiterate the fact that they are still committed to their earlier stand, because it is even better not to have a meeting at all than having a meeting, make a resolution, and at the end of the day not being able to implement them. They still gave their nod on the issue of ban on open grazing. They also looked at the issue of the half of the country where the next president should come from. They also emphasized that yesterday in the communique, and they backed the collection of VAT. Incidentally too, we have said these governors must come together to speak with one voice, not just on paper but in action. You understand? Now they are saying that they back VAT, not minding the fact that this VAT implementation for state to collect will not favor all of them. They know quite well that this thing will not favor them, but it's a matter between the law and logic. So if we situate it naturally, you discover that by virtue of the constitution, even FIRS knows that it was illegal for it to have been collecting VAT all this while. Now that the case is before the court, that it has to be interpreted that way. So for me, it's a welcome development that they are coming together. They are not being parochial. They are not being selfish. That, oh, after us, few states stand to benefit the more. When we talk about VAT being beneficial to some states, it does not mean that states across the country have nothing to gain at all. We are talking of the quantum of gain, the volume of gain as it affects states in the federation. So some states will benefit so much, some states will not benefit that much. Some states, if states succeed in collecting VAT, it means that VAT allocation from the federal will have to drop, because the idea of putting everything together, join it together, and now share to state, even those who have little to contribute. So these are the issue. It's a good one that they are coming aboard to review their last meeting and also bring out a commitment that this is what we are going to do. At the appeal court in Abuja yesterday, of course, it was really tense. The federal high court, the appeal court has said before now that status quo be maintained. Now oral application was almost entertained yesterday that Lagos should be joined in that particular suit, but the judge had to say that no, you can't join by oral application, make a formal application. And FIRS also argue through their counsel that Lagos should not be joined, and the commissioner for justice in Lagos said no, you have goofed by saying that Lagos should not be joined, because when you already went back to the federal high court in Port Harcourt, you FIRS did made mention of Lagos state. You understand? Having made mention of Lagos state, it become pertinent that Lagos have become an interested party. FIRS argued that if Lagos want to join, therefore all the other states in the federation should join. That is not the business of FIRS. The state that is interested can be joined in that particular party, in that particular suit as a party. So let's see how it goes at the end of the day.
What did the southern governors say on anti-open grazing laws?
Yes, they reiterate their commitment. Of course, before their meeting, I think about 3 or 4 governors signed this into law. The governor of I think Enugu, then Akwa Ibom, and one other state actually signed this a day before their meeting, precisely day before yesterday. So they are making their commitment, they are making their stand know that this is what we stand for. We are not going to relent. We are not against anybody's business. But if you want to do business, we must do it within the confines of the law. I don't think there's any section of the law that allow people to do business in such a way that the life of other people will be in danger. So that is the position. And as they gradually look at the other option, because I do not also believe that because of this particular law, we want to secure lives and property, some people should completely be thrown off balance, especially the legitimate herders. Let us look for how we can accommodate them in the area of ranching. Of course, cattle rearing or breeding is a private business. It's a personal business. It's not a national occupation. Anybody that wants to go into it must accept and embrace the modern means of this animal husbandry. And if you look at it, ranching too is capital intensive. Individual might not be able to go into it, especially the smaller ones. Then the government can partner with them. It is not by coercion. The government can decide to invest in ranching. So if that is the way to go, let us come together as partners in progress to be able to move the country forward and live in peace. We can't continue a situation where we have to rear cow, everything has to be at stake. It looks as if we talk about cow every time. It looks as if we are more cow conscious as a country. No, let us migrate from that. Whatever assistance various state governments across the country can render, let them render it, especially to legitimate herders. This is not the time for Miyetti Allah to come and start threatening democratically elected authority. You understand? They can bring up their argument. This is what we have. If there's any way you can help us in this situation, rather than be combative and coercive.
The southern state governors set a deadline, September 1st. Now, has there been any should I say execution since that deadline? Because today is 17.
Yes, we must.
For those who already signed it.
Yes, we must realize that implementation is key. That is the bane behind most of our problem in this country. We set up committee, we bring up idea, we fail to implement them. Some of the new laws that we create for today, some of these laws have been accommodated in some of our extant laws, but because of lack of the political way to implement, this September 1st deadline is a workable date. You understand? Now that all of them have not been able to come together with this package, which is the anti-open grazing law, let us still continue to ensure that those who have not put this law together, put them together. Let us not talk about, we must already enforce, we must already implement. Of course, it's a message, especially to criminal headers.
But not meeting up with the deadline, does it speak well?
It does not speak well of those who have not signed. Now, let us get to a level where all will have signed. Then we'll now talk about implementation. Don't also forget too, implementation cannot and may not be across the state at the same time. Each state will look at their various peculiarities to address the issue of implementation. And let me say this, in the process of trying to implement, let us not allow the law to be counterproductive. The primary purpose of this law is not to witch hunt anybody, is to ensure that there is protection of life and property, either for those who are resident or indigenous of that area, and the herders too. The herders need protection, especially the legitimate ones. When we talk about this insecurity as far as farmer herders classes are concerned, legitimate herders too are also vulnerable. They are also victims of some of these various attacks as a result of cattle rustling and theft.
All right, we have to go on a break now. When we return, we analyze some more stories. Stay with us.
Hey, put a spotlight on me. Now let me tell you this. I used to care for the world's opinion.
And I used to fear their rejection.
Or more, I used to beg for validation.
And I used to wait to be seen.
But now, no more.
No more. No more.
Because my time,
My time?
My time.
my own time is now. So what are you waiting for?
INT'L Malta. Be your best.
Some people have that special phone number. Sometimes it's the first number you ever had. Or that number that rhymes with your birthday. Or the number that your first girlfriend, Titi, gifted you. Now, imagine having that number taken away from you and giving to someone else all because your line was inactive.
Oh no.
Oh my, such painful stuff. But guess what? With Glow Always On, that won't happen because for just 500 naira, you stay connected to the Glow network even if your SIM is inactive. Now you can really rest easy and never worry about any of that because Glow Always On will keep your phone number for you. Just dial *777# and select Always On to subscribe.
Have you seen Captain Mama, protector of the Ayo family? She's making our golden one in the kitchen. Ta-da! Breakfast is ready! Mommy, why are you always excited when we have golden morn?
Because it helps me nourish you. You know it contains
iron and vitamin C.
Yes, it does.
Enjoy Golden Morn with your family every day. It contains iron and vitamin C to nourish you day by day. Golden Morn, make every day amazing.
Charles!
Yes, Mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them, but they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness causing germs and viruses with the disinfecting power of hypo bleach.
láti gòkè àgbà láyé èèyàn nílò ìtọ́sọ́nà ẹni tó mọ̀nà débi àṣeyọrí. FMH International HR àwọn ni gbajúgbajà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ iléeṣẹ́ alárinà tó mọ ojúlẹ̀jà bá ti ń tọ́ni sọ́nà finimọ̀nà nípa bí gbogbo ìwáṣẹ́ṣe lè pàdé àwọn òǹgbanisíṣẹ́ pàápàá jùlọ láwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó wà lókè òkun.
FMH International HR alábàáṣepọ̀ gidi ni wọ́n jẹ́ pẹ̀lú àjọ oníwádìí ìjìnlẹ̀ àgbáyé tá a mọ̀ sí United Nations Volunteer Research Group láti jùmọ̀ tọpinpin wàhálà táwọn ọmọlẹ́yìn kojú nídìí ìgbìyànjú ajé lọ sílẹ̀ òkèèrè ìyẹn ọ̀rọ̀ tó jẹ mọ́ international migration àti international labour activities.
ǹjẹ́ o tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé o nílò ìmọ̀ tó jinlẹ̀ dáadáa nípa ìlànà à ń tẹ̀lé láwọn pápákọ̀ òfurufú tó fẹ́ gbà sọdá sílẹ̀ òkèèrè. lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ bá a ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí United Nations Volunteer Research Group pẹ̀lú àjọṣepọ̀ FMH International HR ń ṣe research lórí ẹ̀dùn ọkàn àti ìpèníjà tẹ́ ẹ bá ní. questionnaires táwọn òṣìṣẹ́ FMH bá fún yín lágbègbè yín lẹ́yìn ṣàlàyé ìrírí yín sí.
fún àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ kàn sí wọn ní 3rd and 9th floor Cocoa House Dùgbẹ̀ Ìbàdàn.
telephone 0817 4444 627
àti 081 68 73 7222.
ẹ jẹ́ n sọ fún yín pa Zainabu bọ́ba ti jí láàárọ̀ yóò kọ́ jẹun tó dáa yóò wá gbé pabambarì lé lórí Didion syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12 ara ti mókun ọpọlọ ti jí pépé iṣẹ́ yá.
lẹ́ òjò.
káàárọ̀ Zainab ìdí nìyí tí fi máa pè gidi lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ rẹ̀.
jọ̀ọ́bà náwó mọ̀wé hùn.
àti pàápàá ń béèrè Didion syrup of hemoglobin ní èròjà vitamin B12 nínú tí yóò mú kọ́pọlọ àtàrà rẹ̀ ó jí pépé ní ìgbáradì fún àṣeyọrí tí ọ̀lẹ́gbẹ́ ń gbà gbogbo. mu ṣíbí méjì Didion péré lójoojúmọ́ pẹ̀lú ṣíbí lásán tàbí kọ́ púpọ̀ pẹ̀lú mímu ẹlẹ́rìndòdò tó bá fẹ́ràn. ọ̀yá gbéra ńlẹ̀ bí akọni pẹ̀lú Didion.
To be healthy, strong and active, I say. Take Didion.
Didion syrup of hemoglobin vitamin B12 agbára tí ń roni lágbára ẹ kàwé pélébé inú rẹ̀.
Welcome back, 32 FM 94.9 Friday edition of the program. We are still looking at some headlines here, and of course, Oseni Dumo is here too. We have some here. Can I take this, or do you have one there to take? Yes, okay, let's take something on bandits. Matawale bandits bungled our agreement.
Yes, they've done that serially. It looks as if the governors played into their hands by maintaining fragile peace at some point, and at the end of the day they will go back to the forest to continue their heinous crime. It has not really paying ransom to them. I think that was when this governor got
negotiating with
negotiating with them. There are certain level of criminals you don't negotiate with. You bombard them, let the heat be more on them, let them surrender, beat them to a level where they can surrender as a result of the heat. Not negotiating with them. Matawale has also done that. He was the first governor to do that. and Masari of Katsina State by ensuring that they give them huge amount of money to sheath their sword, and at the end of the day, when these guys ran out of cash, they had to go back to the creek again. We saw one in Katsina, that a bandit leader that said if he ever goes back to banditry, Allah should kill him. And at the time he had to go back to the forest again. He resumed his banditry operations again. Hostility broke out between two factions, and at the end of the day, he was killed by a particular group, and people said it was the confession he made that eventually happened to him. So I align completely with the governor of Zamfara State. This bring your AK-47 and get 2 cow. Let that not continue to be again. Let us deploy full military force against them, because they have desecrated humanity. They also lose the right to live. That is my summation as far as that issue is concerned. There's nothing like repentant bandit. There's nothing like bandit coming out to surrender. Of course, they cannot surrender, because the amount of money you give to them, that amount of money make them to come out more sophisticated, because they go and acquire sophisticated weapon to continue to attack the state, mass adopt people, take huge ransom on them, thereby beating government to a level of vulnerability. It now looks as if government is not responsible at all. So for me, let us ensure that, yes, one, we do not negotiate with them. Secondly, we don't pay ransom, or we don't enter into any form of agreement with them.
Apart from Matawale, who has been in the news for some days, or should I say weeks, talking about how he regrets what, amnesty and all that. Are there other governors, other northern governors, who feel the same way, or are those ones still robbing the bandits on the head?
If you look at this idea of not all bandits are criminal, the statement came from Matawale.
Yes.
Now it's reversing itself completely. That no negotiation, no mercy. You have overstepped your band. The ones we've done before is not working. I think he became the loudest at a time. That is always talking about the issue of glossy over it, taking the issue with kid love. So now he has come out very clearly. El-Rufai has made his position know that no negotiation with bandits and no payment of ransom. In short, Masari, Katsina governor, came out, I think, about a week ago to say that, in all honesty, those that are perpetrating this crime are Fulani like us. Those that are perpetrating this crime are even of the same religion like us. Of course, we are not playing the religious card. This was what the governor said about a week ago. So that means that the governor has also come to the realization of the fact that, these are actually our people. We can get them if we want to get them. So I don't think for now there's any governor that is still romancing with bandit, because that has never paid over time. So this is the actual time both the federal government and the state government will form synergy in terms of security coordination to be able to stamp these guys out. We need to really stamp them out.
All right, Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo has said local production of vehicles in Nigeria will further make cars affordable to many Nigerians. Federal government links vehicle affordability to local production.
Of course, we should get that straight. We might not be able to produce at a glance, but then we should make cautious efforts to begin to look at all of this. We have a vehicle manufacturing plant in Nigeria already. Someone is doing that business and is doing very well. Tayo, you need to see some of the SUVs. You need to see some of the new cars. I just hope that this government will get to a level like it used to obtain when we were small. Government officials use Pojo.
Only Pojo.
Pojo,
Yeah, right.
You understand?
Right.
So let's get to a level. Let's first of all make it a national policy to boost local content. First of all, government official in the president convoy, you must have so and so number of Nigeria assembled vehicles. Kudos to Oluwo. I have reservation in some of his actions, but I've seen his convoy before. He used locally assembled cars, the ones that look like G-Wagon. I've seen them before. You need to see these cars. They are good. Let us partner with these people. If we are gone into this partnership, make it a policy. A federal government agency, you must patronize this particular firm. Before you know it, we start establishing plants across the country and employing people. Let us not think that, because somebody comes from somewhere. Let us look at what will benefit us as a country. So if we put this together, we'll be able to go forward. Kudos to the Nigerian Army too, because they have patronized this locally manufactured cars in Nigeria. Nigerian Army.
Well, we had this conversation just before they bought those Camrys and SUV the other time.
Yes.
Did they listen?
They didn't listen. Even no dissenting voices, as it were, in the National Assembly. Some people just came out later to grant interview that the amount for those cars were too much. On the floor, what did you do when a decision was made for you to go and buy 2021 model of Toyota Camry for like 32 million? It depends on the edition. So let us look at local production of some of these items. We talk about forest, the naira on increasing fall today. These are some of the reasons we import every of these items to deplete our foreign reserve and weaken our own currency. So let Nigeria see whatever we can do. Apart from the vice president just saying this, somebody told us the other time that the time is coming we'll start manufacturing helicopter, aeroplane. Let us start from bicycle.
I hope we've started with pencils.
You understand? These are things, because whether we like it or not, because we have increasing interest in foreign products, it will definitely weaken our currency.
I asked you a question last week. Was it last week or even just this week? That we know the Igbos for spare parts, they deal in spare parts. The Hausas, like someone said, okay, so they do what? Cattle rearing. What do the Yorubas, what do they do? What are they known for? What trade or occupation are they known for?
Somebody said they buy.
We are known for farming. Don't forget farming.
Okay.
This place we are today was as a result of the proceed of farming. You understand? So let us go back to agriculture. We have the largest cocoa plantation somewhere in Ondo State. You understand? So let us go back into, there's no region, there's no section of the country that does not have an area of comparative advantage.
We need to go on a short break. There are messages here on Facebook. We'll take the messages when we return from the commercial break.
Have you seen Captain Mama, protector of the Ayo family?
She's making our golden one in the kitchen.
Ta-da! Breakfast is ready!
Mommy, why are you always excited when we have Golden Morn?
Because it helps me nourish you. You know it contains
iron and vitamin C.
Yes, it does.
Enjoy Golden Morn with your family every day. It contains iron and vitamin C to nourish you day by day. Golden Morn, make every day amazing.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Unbelievable, but true. Canada will issue over 1.2 million permanent visas between 2021 and 2023. Canada has incredible natural resources, most especially mineral resources, but less than 15% of those massive resources have been exploited. Reason? Canada's population is very small, less than 40 million compared to USA's 350 million and China's 1.6 billion. And these are countries with smaller land area than Canada. You can also take advantage of fantastic graduate and postgraduate education in beautiful Canada and prosper. There are well over 60 immigration programs to choose from. Let Jonathan King Limited take you through the simple process and relocate to Canada with members of your family. So take advantage and obtain your own form at Jonathan King Limited, 1st and 6th floors, Cocoa House, Ibadan, CMS Bookshop, Folagbade Street, beside the Cathedral of Our Savior, Ijebu Ode.
Registration ends 28th of September 2021. 8 times 500 naira, 4,000 naira. 8 times 5,000.
Hi! Abeg, where una dey see this money?
Money care. Na the ogbonge bonus wey dey sama me as I buy new SIM card o. See then they give me double data subscription plus 8 times a woof anytime I recharge.
Oh boy, what's up for me now?
You know say you fit buy SIM card now for any accredited Airtel shop, ba? Just go there with your NIN, just like that.
Sure guy!
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Hey, put a spotlight on me. Now let me tell you this. I used to care for the world's opinion, and I used to fear their rejection.
Or more, I used to beg for validation.
And I used to wait to be seen.
But now, no more.
No more.
No more.
Says my time.
My time?
My time.
My own time is now.
So what are you waiting for?
INT'L Malta. Be your best.
Indomie welcomes you back to school. Have a session filled with lots of fun and excitement. Stay safe, stay healthy. Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Thank you for staying tuned. Let's get to some comments we have on Facebook. I'll start from this one. Jonathan Johnson Adewale says, President is the leader of the party. There's nothing wrong with that. Feyi Adewale says, but the president is the head of the party and FFK is a big fish. That's in response to Fani Kayade's defection. And okay, Omobasharun has some messages there too. Let me take this one from Johnson Adewale again. It says, those names FFK mentioned will be in Abuja by next week Wednesday to see Mr. President. Watch out, in capital letters. Olusegun Sunday, Fani Kayode is the son of his father. You can't spoil a bad name. Oh wow. 0705 5949 0809 7949. Let's get your comments. Let's get your feedback on any of the headlines that we took earlier today. Fani Kayade's defection, talk about security, and some other major issues. Babatunde Alexander Michael says Femi Fani Kayode was aggressively feeding his listeners with ethnicity. And okay, let's see who's on the line. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Elijah.
Elijah Zola from Coca-Cola. Fani Kayode, I think another politicians, I think Austin has just done to that. We do not to worry ourselves. We just have to be vigilant as voters to know who and who to be voted for at every level of the position in governance. And as regard the issue of VAT, I think not Wike is winning, but Nigerians are winning because it's actually, to me, will be a sign of relief to state and local government, and people will have more voice than we have now. Thank you.
Thank you, Elijah, for your comment there. 009 7000 949 0705 5000 949. Fani Kayode feels that the APC is a different party entirely now, and so he has jumped ship.
What's the difference?
Hello, good morning.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir.
Austin, I'm going to
Good morning.
I want to talk about this fact. Mr. Austin, you remember that there's a case between Lagos State government and Eko Hotel when Asiwaju was the governor. The Supreme Court ruled that Lagos law is not federal law is superior over Lagos law about a collection of consumption law, a consumption tax by Lagos State. Another one in 1981 and 82, there's a case between the state government and Fulibari also, in which the state government wants to be collecting consumer tax. We went to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said the same thing. You know, we have two types of facts internal generated fat, which is 47%, and external generated fat. All this money belongs to all the people. It's not the state alone. If the local government had the power, they should go to court. They will benefit more in collecting tax than the state. Between January and December last year, Oyo State collect more tax, VAT tax, than Rivers State that generated more. Have a nice day.
Thank you. 0809 7949 0705 5949. Back to Facebook. Akintunde Philip Damilare Femi Fani Kayode said the APC he was criticizing in the past is different from this present APC. Can someone tell me what is actually changed? John Olariwaja quoted FFK joining APC. Okay. Obasanjo's comments on FFK, give him food, he will deny the truth. As for me, I'm not surprised for joining APC because it's a case of like father, like son. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, Carlos. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Austin. Good morning.
Good morning,
sir.
I know you can hear me. This is John calling from Ibadan. If Mr. President is the leader of APC party, who is the leader of PDP party? I want to know, Austin. Please answer me.
Austin, you have a question to answer.
PDP as it were today, the national chairman is gone. Once the president elected is always the leader of the party so far, including governors in their various states. Maybe what he wants to say is that the president should be the leader of the country, or as it is. He's a leader of his own party. That was the truth of the matter. If when PDP was in government, the president at that time was the leader. I just find it strange. It's not completely out of place. I find it strange that politician like Fanika.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, the line dropped. 009 7000 949 0809 7000 949. Okay, Austin was making a point there.
Yes, we just looked at it that, how could the president have time to welcome someone like Fani Kayode into the APC
party,
if the caretaker committee chairman has actually done that. I don't think he really has a lot to offer them. That's my personal opinion anyway, based on his antecedent.
All right, let's see if we can take one or two more calls. 0809 7000 949 0705 500949. We need you to
turn down the volume on your radio.
Okay, please do that before dialing the number. Okay,
right.
Thank you. Our Naira will continue to fall because most of our leaders prefer foreign goods. Imagine National Assembly bought 2020 latest SUVs and cars when we have innocent motors. Okay, good morning.
Yes. I just want to ask, what is the difference between APC and PDP? All these people that are supporting one of these parties are the same. You say the person, they don't have ideology. And the problem with you, the media, you give them more attention. There are smaller parties who we should be giving attention without the bacterial movement of Nigeria, without socialist movement. These are the parties that have clear-cut ideology, but you guys will not talk about them. You always talk about PDP and APC that their ideology is only money. Money.
Hello, caller.
Thank you.
Hello, caller. Hello.
When we see them in the dailies, we talk about them.
Yeah,
in fact, if he has been following our platform very well, we know we've given sufficient exposure. Yes. All right, we do that particularly with Ezekiah Kennedy on the podium. You need to listen more to the station to know some of these things. And see, we only report what we see in the papers.
Yes. Even in advanced democracy, there are dominant political parties. This lesser political party that you think has ideology today, you are only looking at it from that dimension because they have not been able to have access. No, they have not been able to have access to power. That is why you think they have ideology. People are already thinking that PDP is an alternate to the APC now. PDP that has spent 16 years in power. You understand? So once you are in the opposition, people see you as people that have clear-cut ideology. Yeah. It is when you get to power that we now see the true color.
All right. Thank you, Austin. Thanks to all those who sent in comments on social media. We appreciate your presence with us this morning. Make sure you have a wonderful day ahead of you. My name is Gwemi Sola Shuyemi.
Thank you, dear listener. I am Olutayo Ogunade. Good morning.
Ìkànnì Adẹ́rìn-Pòṣónú.
32 FM, the Pioneer Joy Station.
32 FM,
the station admired by other radio stations.
32 FM. Yeah.
One time is never enough. 32 FM 94.9. Filling the world with laughter.
Are you ready? Report.
Olówó orí mi ọkọ mi bọ́dé máa wọlé mọ́ rárá. ọ̀nà fírì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí mọ̀kólàwà ìfẹ́ fírì mọ̀kólàwà yà wà kọ́rí sí bẹ̀rẹ̀ làwà bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń fi yẹ̀rù bá mi bàbá ẹ̀ tí mo ti yẹ. ẹ ti wà nǹkan.
àkọ́kọ́ káàkiri ilé àwọn olóyè lóye náà.
alomilamu bí kíáfù egungun bí kíáfù egungun bí kíáfù bí kíáfù dákun bàbá bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe yìí o ẹ ń fi ẹ ti
mo fi onímọ̀ mi ekun fi.
bàbá kọ́
ọ̀dọ̀bọ̀dọ̀ kò ní sísẹ́ ọ̀dọ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ jẹ́fọ̀nà
ọkọ̀
ọ̀daràn ọ̀la ìbò ti kú.
ẹ pẹ̀lẹ́
èmi dà
ẹ̀yin náà ni
pẹ̀lẹ́ níbo lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ lọ báyìí.
ẹ mọ nǹkan ẹjẹ alumọ ẹ lọ gbalẹ̀.
ìgbàlẹ̀ ibo.
ìgbàlẹ̀ yá lọ́dọ̀ àwọn bàbá rẹ.
níbo ìgbàlẹ̀.
ibi àárọ̀ ọ̀run ni ọ́.
àárọ̀ ọ̀run bo àárọ̀ ọ̀run mi o ìlọ ọ̀run o ẹgbẹ́ lọ sí ilé ìwòsàn ilé ìwòsàn ni gbé lọ dàpọ̀ tí ò ní ta ilé ìwòsàn ni gbé lọ tí ò ní ta o àárọ̀ ọ̀run mi.
ẹja mọ lọ.
ìlọ ọ̀run kankan ìgbàlẹ̀ ibo tẹ ilé ìwòsàn sílẹ̀.
This kit was performed by Alomilamu.
32 FM 94.9.
32 FM.
Ìkànnì Adẹ́rìn-Pòṣónú.
32 FM, the Pioneer Joy Station.